to another episode of Thriving by Nature podcast. I'm your host, Bethany Stone. And today I wanted to talk about the power of a grateful heart because, well, it's November, and in the US, November is very much so a month of gratitude. You have symbolically cornucopias, which look like trumpet looking baskets. And those are nicknamed the Horn of Plenty because of how much the harvest and how much you can put in there and how grateful you are for this harvest. There's so much symbology in the US for gratitude and being grateful for the things that we have. So, because we're talking about gratitude, I really want to talk about how it really transforms the way that we see life. You probably have already heard that gratitude will shift your mindset. But today I want to go a little bit deeper than that. I really want to explore what it means to live with a grateful heart, how it can affect your brain, your relationships, and really even your goals. I want to share a personal story about my son that really changed the way that I view gratitude forever. About 4 years ago, my son got very sick. He was a cross-country runner and would run a 5-minute mile or sub 5-minute mile and was fast and was awesome. He loved running with all of his heart. One day he got sick and he had a fever for about 3 days. And when he kind of got better, he wasn't able to walk. It took years to diagnose because every test would come back normal. Doctors could see that something was wrong, but every single time we took him to the doctor, the test would come back that everything was fine, normal, things are good, which is so frustrating, especially for a mom. So we shifted our life. Our days often looked like, he would go to sleep, and he would wake up and he would be walking. And then pretty soon he'd be having tremors. And then pretty soon his legs would be giving out. And then he wasn't walking at all. And we would be carrying him to bed and carrying him around. And it was a really difficult time. When he was really low and going through this, I would sit with him and he was sad and he was depressed, but he never really showed it. Inside, you could feel it, but he always kept a really good perspective. And on one of these days when he could barely walk, he asked me a question. And honestly, it stopped me in my tracks. He said, "Mom, if you only had 4 hours of energy a day, what would you do?" That question actually made me reevaluate everything. He told me that he spends those hours making meaningful memories and intentionally doing that with his siblings and trying to make sure he spends time with each one of them in a way that is fulfilling to him and to them. And then the other thing that he did was he wanted to make sure that he was spending time with God, reading his scriptures, praying, and building that relationship. I've thought about that often. If I only had 4 hours a day, what would I do? He also said something else that I'll never forget. He said, "I don't understand the glass half full or half empty thing. I feel like people should just be grateful that they have a glass." That shifted me because gratitude isn't what was in the glass. It was about having one. And I've thought about that before. We sometimes wish for so many other things instead of just realizing what we have and knowing that that is enough and being grateful for what we already have. There's fascinating research behind this. There was a study that I found that showed that writing down just 3 things that you are grateful for every day could increase your happiness by 25%. and reduce your stress hormones like cortisol. Gratitude literally rewires your brain to focus on abundance instead of a lack of. And it boosts dopamine and serotonin. And those are the feel-good chemicals that stabilize your mood and give you that motivation. And gratitude doesn't ignore pain. It transforms it in a way that we can carry it. And I think that that is something that we forget. When we're really in a low and we feel the pain from our environment, when we shift to have more gratitude, that pain does shift as well. There is one of my favorite Aesop fables. And if you listen to my podcast, you know I love stories. I teach with stories. And this story has always resonated with me, but it is about a crow. This crow has a pitcher of water. Well, there is a little bit of water at the very bottom of it. And he's very, very thirsty. And he looks down in that pitcher and he's a little frustrated because he can't reach it. So he decides that he's going to start dropping pebbles one at a time inside of this pitcher. And he keeps dropping these pebbles one at a time. And every single pebble that he drops in time makes this water rise up enough so that he can actually drink it. I think that gratitude is like those pebbles, because each small act of noticing how beautiful the day is, a smile. I love a nice stretch in the morning when I wake up and feeling that, a really nice glass of cold water. All the little things that bring joy and the acknowledgement of that joy brings gratitude and the water of joy a little closer for your reach. So, how are we going to live and become more of a grateful people? The first thing we need to do is start small. Just like how those little pebbles that the crow had are small, that's what we have to do. So each morning, just name one thing that you're grateful for. One thing that can't be bought. One thing that you have right now. The second thing, practice gratitude when you're struggling. When things don't go your way, ask, what blessing or what lesson is hidden here? What can I learn? Take a step back and observe the situation that you're in and find the silver lining. The third thing is share it. Gratitude grows when we speak it out loud. It's kind of like a seed. It's planted, but it's not nurtured. And when you speak with gratitude and you speak those things, it grows. And it doesn't just grow within you, it starts to grow other people's gratitudes as well. Because gratitude turns what we have into enough. That's a really famous quote. I don't know who says it, but I thought about it quite a bit, that gratitude turns what we have into enough. So I want us to just take a step back. Just remember, in the mornings, think about something to be grateful for. Start small. It's just a little pebble, but those little pebbles will grow with time. And they're going to keep multiplying. And pretty soon you'll be able to drink of that joy. And you'll resonate with that joy. And people will be able to see that. If today's episode resonated with you, I want you to take a moment to write down 3 things that you are grateful for today. And if you want to go deeper in this, I want you, and I encourage you to go check out my website. It is thrivingbynature.com. And I would love to talk with you. I would love for you to book I do a free masterclass every month. I only have 12 spots available and they book out quite fast. But all of these things are on my website. There's even a free journal because I have so much and I'm grateful for so much that I do want to give back because I want to teach how to be grateful. So if this resonates with you, I invite you to connect with me so that we can continue on this path and continue to move forward. Also, before I end my total podcast, until December, if you want to spend real life time with me, I will be going on a self-care cruise and I'm booking out for it right now. That is also on my website, thrivingbynature.com. And until the end of this year, the cruise line is giving me $750 off this European cruise from Nuremberg to Budapest, where I will be running my 5 buckets of self-care course, and you'll be able to spend time with me and have one-on-one time and really be able to grow yourself from the inside out. That is what I do. I nurture people from the inside out and create that intrinsic motivation and the desire to really embrace themselves and grow into who they really could be. So thank you again for joining another one of my podcasts, and I hope to hear from you soon.